And yes, you can run your internal applications in the cloud, and yes, you can secure them, and it's not something that you should think is super hard to do in these times with such virtual resources at your disposal. So we are running, I would say, every single application at I Love Wars now is running in the cloud, save a couple of legacy clients that we're moving onto the new platform, at which point we will actually have no servers in the office. So a really, really cool way to get into this is just buy your next server on Amazon or on another provider, and that way you're actually getting a feel for how these servers work.
Clouds are nice, scalability is nice, but really I think only 1% of the population really benefits from scalability and failover. I mean, take me for instance, I'm never going to get a traffic spike personally. And I mean, yeah, my traffic spikes when a robot visits my site. And my need for reliability is not that profound. 2 nines will do for me. But I have frustrations. What I spend most of my time, or a good chunk of my time doing, is dealing with office issues. I mean, we have 1 million websites that take up 60% of my time, and then we have 50 people in the office that take up the other 40% of the time. And it's just grossly disproportional. And I'm hoping to be able to use clouds to be able to abstract away my problems. I envision applications actually being able to transparently run on remote machines.
About a month ago when the power failure hit Toronto, and I knew it was sort of in the King Dufferin area, I actually didn't even roll out of bed because I knew everything was on Amazon. I didn't have to worry about, perhaps maybe the office was down, but the customers and the corporate website were actually okay.
We actually care about information access and transparency. Now, normally, that may not be for you or your clients unless your clients are public sector. And in terms of the public sector, when we talk about transparency, which also we're going to make reference to, we're talking about a government political accountability. But you know, as you get going in the clouds computing, and someone talked about trust over here, you start to get to these similar transparency issues, because if you or your customers who are out there looking for the clients, if you can't generate that trust, how long will this model actually stay out there, and to what degree will it be effective?
So for those who are looking at maybe moving to the cloud, my mental checklist obviously includes price. SLA is a big one, and then whether you've seen things that they've done that perhaps you may or may not agree with. I know that in some previous presentations, having your data live in the U.S. is a concern for a lot of people, and for some of our clients, that is a concern when we go through their security or RFP process, and they may not choose us because we actually do host in the U.S. So I would look at price, SLA. I would look at some of the data retention policies about the clients that you are trying to engage with.
So we did a paper, actually we did it a year ago on privacy in the clouds, so we were really galloping along on this. And we started to look at this new challenge and the issue about user-centric identity. So you're probably going to think that I'm going to stand up here and say, you know, this is a terrible idea for all kinds of reasons, because the ordinary person who's somehow got their information, if they have personal information, out in the cloud, wherever that is, that they're not going to have control, and we're going to say, oh, you shouldn't do this. But au contraire, that's not the case. In fact, I'm going to make the case on behalf of at least our privacy commissioner, that when you're doing clouds computing, it can be better for the average citizen, that you have a greater control of your privacy. And one of the examples I'll use is electronic health records. In terms, though, of the management infrastructure, the technology building blocks and so on, I think we have a way to go.
We've tried virtualization recently, and it doesn't work very well. I mean, it doesn't live up to people's expectations. Virtualizing one app on one set of machines and asking them to RDP to it, and then doing it similarly for another app, and things don't talk to each other. It doesn't solve, or it hasn't solved too many problems. What I really would like is to have a cloud and have access to an infinite library of software. Everything that's available on the web should be trivially installable on a cloud. And My problem is that is not the case. I mean, it's great to have virtualized hardware, but you still need someone to install all the software on it. And I'm hopeful that we can come up with a unified standard where arbitrary software can run on clouds. But I think until we do, 99% of us aren't really well served by being on the cloud.